We have to wait until China catch up, at least. China will be... I don't think so, Suzuha. Have you been following what's going on with China or no? Because they're not in a good state. They're like on their way to EOS right now. So I don't think you think what you think you think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, but for those that don't know what happened, is they released that new gacha system plus like World Boss plus VIP system. Like 2 to 3 layers of gacha systems into the game for power creep and other stuff like that. And in doing that, they pissed off their player base, and a lot of their player base sold out. They lost a lot of their people. Now they're like, costs of everything are skyrocketing. The third-party trading sites, they added VIP coupons. It's a subsystem of the pearls of creation or whatever they were. But that's like a whole different like explanation there. But yeah, anyways, so they had a ton of people quit. Like they lost like everyone sold out, and now the third-party broker sites aren't buying their things anymore. And then 3 weeks have passed where they normally were getting weekly communication, and the guy that they liked, their lead developer, director guy, whatever he is, he got fired, and then they hired in this guy Oscar. This guy Oscar is the one who monetized a game called Crossfire. Crossfire is like the Counter-Strike, the monetized Counter-Strike of Tencent, and it has like sidereal weapons in Counter-Strike. So imagine getting like a sidereal op weapon and things like that and other stat stuff. So that like people are even more pissed off now. And then this guy puts out this new letter. It's a developer, like a producer or developer letter that went out 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever it was, or 4 days ago now, something like that. And in that letter, it reiterates that we're not going to be selling power and bypassing like vertical systems through like sales. Like, and what's crazy is they weren't even mad about like the Pearl of Creation system and the 10 pull gacha system. They weren't mad about the VIP coupons and things like that. What they were mad about was the world boss. There was a world boss that you would buy, you would swipe in this shop. One of the byproducts would be this currency, and you turn in this currency to then summon this field boss that summons in 3 minutes. If you're part of the kill, you get like a coupon that then hones your paradise orb. And so people didn't like that it was such a pay to win thing to summon a world boss that would then hone the paradise orb, which is not a part of the standard vertical systems that all the rest of the versions have. And that's what they're crashing out of. Not all the paid, like all the gacha stuff, but like just that in particular, the field boss part of it, because it was just such a dog water. It's like a cool idea until you think about it. Like, wait, so only the people that summon it in the guild, the group, and the people who kill it get scrolls. So that's up to 3 scrolls. And then you have like, and then the rates on those are something like 30% to 80%. I don't know, I have a whole video on it a while back, but like it's just like you can upgrade it up to 10 times for like 2.6% outgoing damage or something like that. Yeah, so now all those people sold out and are not coming back. Like they took a major hit. And Howie was talking us through some of the data behind that and some of the numbers, and like where their blue crystal market is something like $15 for 500k or something like that right now, or I don't know. I again, guys, don't quote me right now because I'm just trying to go off memory here, but it's kind of crazy. Yeah. Anyways, so the commentary of like China will save us. China has the golden version. China kind of like set their shit on fire. It's not. It's not. It's like bad right now for sure. So in this developer's newsletter here, letter from the producer, like he kind of goes over, talks about the pearls of creation, the general implementation, gem liberation, yada yada. But then it goes, this is my favorite line of the whole thing. We promised in the past that we will not make separate designs to break the combat value limit in the Chinese server through payment. And it's like they say that, but then they introduce like all these other things that are just not good. Like, and then they're complaining about the obelisk. They're not complaining about the other things. And it's just crazy. And this guy right here, Oscar, that's the guy. Yeah. We will provide relevant compensation to adventurers who deployed the core of agitation before the gameplay adjustment. So what they're saying here, the core of agitation is what you collected and you turned into this. So there's a big obelisk, if you remember. I did a whole like segment on it, and you turn in those cores of agitation, which you get from these like pay to win systems, and then it takes like 6 million cores to summon the boss. And right now they're not turning them in because they're all pissed off about the system. Those blueprints that they were giving out for the Pearl system is like already tanked down to like less than 20k a scroll or something like that. So that's kind of already like they already rode that one out. And then on top of that, they delayed content an extra month. Remember how much we love that in the West here when they delay content more time? So anyways, that's this article here, but they're going to be doing compensation and stuff like that. Howie, my goat, talk to me.
Hi.
What's up, Howie?
Is this story time?
Yeah, give us. Can you give us like a nice story, a bedtime story? Everyone, get out your cozy blankets.
There are like two parts.
Okay.
I well, look like what question do you have? Or do I just start with the whole thing?
I don't really have a question. I think it's pretty lame that we just read through this line right here where it says we have promised in the past we will not make separate designs to break the combat value limit in the Chinese server through payment, but they kind of still are.
Uh-huh.
Like it's still there. Like it's not going anywhere.
No, no, okay. Let's rewind a little bit.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
we can just
Rewind,
focus
rewind.
on that specific sentences.
Yeah. Let's focus on that one.
So this gotcha patch has a two-part component. The first part is you buy the pearl of
The
creation, and then
pearls,
you
and then it
use
has the
this.
VIP tickets for like getting the obelisk stuff and all that, right?
Yeah. That's the first part. But there's the second part. You remember there's a period you can summon a few balls.
Yep, the
You
field
put in the
boss.
destruction
And
stone,
that's the
and
whole
then you.
obelisk of destruction part down here.
Yeah. Okay, and then you'll be upgrading, like
Your
honing,
orb,
upgrading
right?
your paradise orb, right?
Right. That's those scrolls you mentioned down there. Right. That whole system's just cooked as it is, right? Because the boss gets summoned, you have 3 minutes to make it. And
No,
it's percent chance.
nobody's paying for that stuff. Like nobody interact with it. The idea that the dev have is like a bunch like you would just snipe
What do you
every
mean?
destruction.
Hold on. What do you mean, like you? Like, Howie, like, do we need to talk about you in the gotcha system in CN, sir?
Okay, you know what? Let's put a pin on. Let's put a pin in that. We can talk about that
Yeah, we'll
next
come
time.
back to that one.
Let's just say some other, people who just interact with the system because they want to just max out everything, like,
Yeah,
people go as weapon. They
right.
just want like an advantage on top of others. So in the head, they think that, oh, this well player will interact with this so early on, so it must be successful. And then for all the free to play, they can just collect, they can still participate. And then, maybe the well player will get honing up to stage 8 and stage 9, but the free to player can just settle with stage 3 or 4. That's the dev's idea, what they had in mind. But when this got introduced, nobody's paying for this. There
So
are
is it a
a decent
system
amount
that's
of.
like just untouched in CN so far?
Basically, so
Wow.
far there's 0 boss being summoned. The progression on that is only 40%, and I believe all of them are just by natural generation. Nobody has put in any stone yet. There's 0 boss being summoned. It has been what?
Okay.
4 weeks, something like that. Okay, so well, that did not work out, and then we can come back to the people quitting things. So
Yeah,
let's go back
wait.
to this, huh?
Come back to the people quitting. That's where it started, right?
Okay, yes, at the beginning, well, most people are disliking the simple gacha where pearl of creation, then use the scroll. Okay, here's what happened.
Right.
At the very beginning of the week, there are some people quit, and then but most of the player, because in the first week the scroll sells for like 120K per
Right.
scroll. Like some people who just make 1 million gold in that week. So nobody really talk about it. Like no, like people just people say, okay, they trash talk about it, but they didn't do really anything about it because they can make so much.
Right.
But in the second week, the scroll dropped to 80K. The third week, the scroll dropped to 40K. Right now, the scroll only worth 20K.
Okay.
And then along this past 3 weeks, there's no response from the dev. So like the dev just went silence between November 26th until October 17th. That's like 3 weeks. There's no patch, like no announcement. Like people are waiting for. I mean, of course, there are rumors spreading around about everything. The devs are leaving the game. There's a switching dev. I mean, apparently now we verify that that's not a rumor. We have a new dev.
Yeah.
But like so there's not official response to this patch, and then like people basically lose faith in the game.
Right.
And then for the people who are still playing now, they sort of turn into a rice farmer. I shouldn't say that, but they don't really want to play the game to play the game. They want to play the game because they still play the game because of their investment.
The
I'm
I
not sure
word.
if this can get the idea through.
Yeah. The I word. Yeah, the investments. Right.
Yeah. Like they don't play the game because they love it so much. they just play the game is because first they don't have something to move on to. The Ion 2 doesn't come out in November 18. I bet a bunch of people go play Ion 2 in the Taiwan servers when November 18 hits. And then, there's nothing to do because after this patch got launched, the value of the currency in Lost Ark got devalued got developed by 200%. Basically, like for people like me, I just stopped doing raid. First, I don't get enjoyment out of doing raid. It's just homework where I found gold, but instead the gold just worth nothing. If I'm telling you that you can swipe for $10-15 to exchange for $500,000 gold, would you still do all those raids? I mean, you might, but I'm just saying, that's what happened basically.
Yeah, right.
I sent you something earlier. It says that the goal ratio in the market is 1 to 1700 before the patch. Right now, the goal ratio is 1 to 3500.
So it was 1 to 2000. Now it's at we're in 2200. Now it's 1 to 3500. I mean, like, so a lot of people are quitting. You said we're going to come back to that. So is everyone like gone? Like, did they actually leave, or was it a threat?
They actually leave. First of all, most people are selling their gems.
Yeah.
Because they just sold their gems. How we know that is because of the auction house. Like, you have to understand where we are. We are capped at level 8 gems, and then we are going to open up level 9 gems super quick. And then therefore there's a level 10 gems. So if you are in our patch, you won't be selling your gems if you want to keep playing the game, because you want to pile up your gem so that you will have level 9, level 10 when it's unlocked. Like, that's just reasonable. And like many players around me that like me, I just pile up a gem. I have a full set like saved. I won't be selling my gem, especially when level 9 gem is going to be unlocked. But like within the week after the patch launched, in the auction house, you can see just gem got listed for like hundreds of pages. Normally, it's only have 30 pages of gems, unless they just produce the gem from nowhere. That's the first part. And then the second part is we're allowed to trade accounts on the third-party website. Mainly account got listed on the trading website.
You said they stopped like allowing them to be listed, right? Are they no longer buying it?
I mean, I guess those there might be still some people are still okay. There's two parts. There's an account flipper, I would say, and there's like a website. If I go onto website to list account, like nobody can stop me from doing that. But if I go to account flipper, which they're going to bet that if I purchase the account at a low, if I purchase the account at this price, I believe the value of this account will go up. So there are like two parts. But the account flipper stopped buying the account, but you are still allowed to go to the third-party website to list account you own. So people just list their account on their website. And there's a funny story about it, because the website is called direct translation is called Crab account exchange website. Crab, like the seafood crab. And then many of my friends and players just say that, oh, my static teammate has turned into a crab, because they stop playing and they list their account on the exchange third-party website, which is the crab website. So then, oh, my static friend has turned into crabs.
Yeah, makes sense. Anyways. Makes sense. Yeah, little crabs everywhere. Right.
Yep. And then people leaving. Nobody responding, and we have been in A gear for how long? July. October has been 3 months. That would be a farming content, but like we want something new to do, basically. What people want.
You got Bro coming out next month.
Yeah, but like that's a later part. So like before this letter comes out, it has been 3 months with fighting A gear, and then it has been like what? And
that's your only
weeks?
fight in T4, yeah.
Yeah. But like simply put, we like what? There is this trust issue. I'll go back to the trust issue. Okay, there's this patch issues, and there's on top of that we have a lack of content. Like we don't have things, and people want things to do.
Yeah,
like
same thing in the West, right? The longer it takes between content, it's bad for the game because people just stop playing.
Exactly, like people will stop playing the game naturally, or they will move on to something else if you don't have content to play.
Exactly.
On top of that, we have this.
It's interesting because like in China, you're talking about the same exact thing that's going on here, but our next patch is like Kazros, and everyone's like, we need more time. I don't want this next raid until January, and it's like, brother, like we don't need 6 months plus of the same content. Like people will just quit. It's like it's rough.
Yeah, like people people will do quite naturally without having content. We not only not have content, we also have this garbage like dispatch. So like that's like worse. But and I don't quote me on this. What people gonna clip it, but like don't quote me on this. There's a huge fight between the player base and some streamer who supposedly are being accused of being bought out by the Lost Ark dev team, where they just come out and make like video about, oh, this is not that bad, stuff like that. But don't quote me on that. But that's what people say.
I mean, it could also be just like putting out a take that is contrary to what most people may think for the interaction, right?
Yeah, and then the number one streamer, the number one streamer by viewership, who mainly stream Lost Ark, who hosts like countless community event. It's like your rallying picks or stuff like that.
Yeah.
He made a video yesterday that he's quitting Lost Ark China. He will stop making any content or stream any CN Lost Ark related stuff. But let's put that aside. What else? Okay, I'll go back to the trust issue and the things you highlighted. They say they will not make separate design to break the combat value limits. So the gacha game itself doesn't attribute to that, because whatever in the gacha game is 97 stone, high bracelet, and high accessories, which are within the combat value limits that's been designed for the game.
Yeah, but that's like a long-term RNG system. Like, you're not supposed to have maxed out right out the gates, and you have people paying to get it instantly, right?
Yes, that's the tricky part.
So,
like you see. Yeah, I mean, it is still within, though, right? No, it is still within. Don't care about.
So you're saying the orb is what's surpassing it, and they're not upset about the gacha part.
No, people are upset about the gacha part. Okay. But like before that, the orb are the only things that's not, that doesn't fit that criteria, because because the orb is unique to China itself. It's not in the West. It's not in the KR.
So that honing of it.
Yeah, the honing of it. So that constitutes as breaking the existing combat value limits. And then so basically they're trying to play a war game, because if you read down, they make an adjustment to how the orb work. So they say that you can just first of all, there's a way for you to obtain the thing. Through every Saturday when the lottery got revealed, 30 minutes before it got revealed, the ticket, you can interact with the thing. As long as you're online, you get one entry, and then more than likely with that one entry, you will get you'll get the destruction stone, whatever. So the most supply are coming from the gacha, which is a payment system. So they're playing the game saying that, well, we're going to rework this so that you can get this destruction stone thing where you put it into the towers thing to summon the boss. So you can get that from Season 2 Paradise, you can get that from, dungeons, and then you can get that from Guardians, so that, you can get this without paying it, because that's what they promised. So that's their go around about this. They design a break combat value limit system. They have no intention to remove that, assuming that KR and West don't get this. And then before this changes, it was, you can mostly obtain this system through payment. Right now, they added every other methods, through ways and means for you to get this restless cores, like the destruction thing.
Right.
Through Paradise, Guardians, daily stuff. Therefore, you can interact with this system without spending money. Therefore, they did not technically break their promises. That's the main takeaway from this apology letter, so-called.
And which is like such a weird thing to me from probably the Western perspective to complain about when you have that other gacha system, right?
Like that gacha system is just, I think they also talk about it because their original idea is that they just want to provide like a pity system for some high RNG stuff.
Yeah, but you fix the system instead of adding in a gacha mechanic to like interact with it.
If I have the chances, I will announce you to be the CN dev. Then there's
yeah, I'll take it with honor. Yep, I gotta learn Chinese real quick.
And then there's another part where we are not happy about. Okay, and there's some background story about this dev. So you probably don't know, but like this, there's another game called Crossfire. It's an FPS game, and it's also created by Smilegate. It's a huge money earner.
Is it
For
MMO
front.
or what is it?
No, it's a FPS game,
Just FPS?
Crossfire.
Just like a Counter Strike kind of thing?
Similar to that, but there's more mode to it. It's also made by Smilegate. Yeah, you can look it up. This Oscar
By
is the
Tencent?
dev that who direct Crossfire back in the day in CM. This Crossfire used to be a free-to-play game. It's a shooting game, and as you know, as you might familiar, that shooting game generally just sells skin, right? They
Right.
don't really sell anything on top of the skin. But in Crossfire, which is their cash cow, like a moneymaker for the CN Crossfire, which will make us shit ton of money for Smilegate. This Oscar dev introduced the first legendary weapon in Crossfire, which made this game extremely pay to win from then and on. Before he became the Crossfire dev, free to play.
Okay,
After he became the Crossfire dev, pay to win game, and pay to win so much that it makes Smilegate so much
Oh
money in the past
God.
decade.
Okay, so it looks like it
And
has 25.7 billion in revenue. 15% increase year on year.
and that's the he single-handed make a game from free to play to pay to win and has a huge success. And there's precedent which is being Crossfire, also a Smilegate game. Like he is selling stats. Like if you have a legendary weapon, like in Crossfire, like you just beat the shit out of every other thing. Like
Oh my God.
that game right now is if you don't pay. You don't pay, you can't play. It's not even pay to win. It's you don't play, you can't play. But okay, so that's a background story about this dev. Knowing that background story, and people don't really buy this because in this letter, this dev also said that this dev in this letter also say, hey, I just landed here. I don't know what's going on. Like I'm not taking any responsibility for the launch of this patch because I just got here. That's basically, that's not basically what he said, but like he just said that when I first got here, I'm facing this launch of this patch with this gacha system. So like we say like sure thing. What the problem is, we love our old dev. The old dev is actually a dev that that care about players. Like I don't know.
But then how did
So
he get
there's
but how did he how did those happen then? What is there drama behind that or something?
There's conspiracy. Nothing's confirmed. This old dev is called Lychee, who has been running Lost Ark for the past 2 years, in China. He is experienced and he is very high up in the company. He's like a high position. I wouldn't say high position. His rank is decent enough. So if he is going away, well, something must happen. There's conspiracy going on. The one most being shared among the community is that there's someone in the Tencent they saw a booming in player accounts after the season 4 launch. So they want to take the revenue from Lost Ark. So they get rid of the old dev Lychee and then they put one of their people in, being Oscar. Nothing is confirmed, okay? Don't quote me on this. But
Yeah.
so okay, that's what the community talk. So that's about this letter, and then this letter is way too late. If people will know, if you want to apologize, you don't have to wait how long? You don't have to wait 21 days. I mean, just funny enough, I was looking. There's the other day I was checking back to in the past year. Because we haven't got a patch note, like anything from the official last week. So I went back in day. I see when is the last time we haven't heard anything from the from the CM Lost Ark, the dev team or whatever. There's not like a patch note, like any announcement. I went back like a full year. I was clicking through it. The longest day we don't have a announcement in the website is it's on like a Labor Day. It's a different Labor Day, but it's a Labor Day, and that's the longest time we don't have an announcement or
Like a
patch
week
note
or
on the
something?
website. That's like 6 days.
Oh, 6 days. So you always have communication. Suddenly it's gone.
We always have
silent.
communications, something like communication of any kinds. The longest that we don't have is 6 days. Between this communication and last communication is 20 days.
Yeah.
People, some people are quitting in the first week, and some people are just selling scroll. But the second week, we don't hear anything. Second week is our like independent, like it's not Independence Day, but it's like equivalent to Independence Day, like it's a national holiday in China. That's the second week. People might just traveling, spend time with their family, and then all that still waiting. But
Yeah,
still
communicating
nothing.
every 6 days is crazy for like a developer.
I wouldn't say communicating. It's not really like I'm
Well, putting up a
including
news
like
article or like something going up, right? And then like radio silence.
like an activity, like event, like it all has been within 6 days. But this way too long. By the second day, at the end, there's like no communication.
So
By the third
you've
week,
definitely noticed like the drop in players in CN already, right? Like, do you think they're coming back because of this letter? I don't think so, right?
I don't think they're coming. I don't think they're coming back. I mean, maybe there's a very small. Are they coming back because of this letter? Absolutely not. There's mainly player they want to get out, but did not get out quick enough, so they're stuck. Because in order for them to get out, they want to sell their gems to convert into. I mean, they want to recruit some of their investment, let's say.
Yeah,
But
sure,
because
that
the
word.
goal ratio has been so high up, they would have gone out if it was back in 1 to 2500. Now it's 1 to 3500. They just say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it until I see an opportunity, and I'm quitting.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I mean, there's also a rumor within the last 3 weeks between we won't have a dev, and then there's also the contract day for CN Lost Ark. Like I'm not sure about how AGS work, but in China, I believe you have to sign a contract with Smilegate for you to operate Lost Ark in China.
Right.
Does that work the same way in AGS in the West?
Presumably, but I don't think we've ever been definitively told that. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I assume
but that's
they're
how
under
it
contract. Yeah.
Okay, that's how it works in China, but we're hitting the 2-year mark, so this is the time when we renew the contract. Before this communication comes out, nobody know. Like we might not even get a renewal in the contract. So like like CN Lost Ark might just shut down right there,
Jesus.
right then.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then people saying that there might not be a challenge mode braille because that's because like their rumor being spread, let's just say they're talking in the community saying that there's not going to be a challenge mode anymore, and then we are still negotiating the contract and we might not be able to renew, and there's among all those talk, and there's no comment, and there within the patch now lose the player account, rumors being spread, and then no communication from the dev. And yeah, very bad, very bad.
Right.
And then there's the communication with the dev. I wouldn't say this is not remotely close to being sincere, and this Oscar has bad history. And then the readjustment for this thing is like, people don't buy it. So not sure what happened, but we'll see. And there's a worst part because we were projecting who we have either Act 2 Braille on either October 22 or maybe October 29th at the latest.
And then it's going
but
into
they're
November
not
12th or whatever.
Yeah, they're not going to release. So we have to sit here for another 3 weeks. Like if we wait more, we're just going to keep losing players. So like, I don't know. But yeah, that's that. That's the story in the past 4 weeks. And oh yeah, player gone.
Player gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I have I wish we have something like that can tally the player account, but like I can just tell by playing in Party Finder, there's a significant decrease in players.
Yeah.
I don't have the exact number, but I will ballpark it 25 to 50. 50% might be a stretch. 25% I think is very reasonable in terms of lost player.
That's a lot of players, especially when it's your bigger players that are quitting.
Yeah, I'm still keeping my gems. I did not sell a single of my gems. I might buy another set of level 10, but we'll see. Yeah, but pause on investment. Let's just say I did do a few pull. I'm not sure what's come next. I might stockpile another 100 pull, but yeah.
Okay, all right. He's pulling, baby.
I'm pulling. I'm sorry, Chad. I don't have nothing to move on. Like it's boring out there. It's boring out there.
Yeah, if there's something to move on to, like we'd all probably be gone, like Riot MMO or something.
I am leaving split second.
It's still so surprising to me that he's not doing anything about the pearls and that whole system. And it's like the focus is on the orbs plus obelisk.
Like they can't do anything about the pro because all the well player.
Well, they already released it. It's already done. Like the damage is already done. It's already in the game.
Yeah, and I did my pull already. What are they gonna do? Compensate me with what? like what? I mean, okay. They did. They give out 3 Pearl of Creation to everybody for free. So they give out 1 additional pool for free. If that's a solution, we'll see. But it's not. People not buying it. Like we might still have player who play the game, but like their intention has changed. In the past, they want to play the game. Right now, they just play to play the game. I'm not sure if that come across in the right way, but like in the past, people are passionate about it. They want to go do raids. They want to raise their character. Like after this patch, people just play, like maybe because they have an account, they have some investment, they don't have something to move on. They just like many of my friends just stop raising their characters. Like they will if they have the time, ask them, hey, do you want to do challenge Jaeger? They say no, I'm gonna play Delta Force. I'm gonna play something
I'm gonna
else.
go play this new banger game called Crossfire.
Oh, that's not a bear game. That's like a very that's not very dead, but surprisingly
Yeah,
that game
yeah,
still makes money.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's that. And yeah, and then people are talking about they're going to release the original version of Braille, and then people say, too hard, too hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are babies. The original Braille is too hard. People are gonna quit again because they can't beat it. And then for the Paradise things, people are just gonna say, oh, you're just adding more trash to dilute the pool because you have the destruction stone thing. But
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how most people feel. Like Paradise was definitely since the legacy was added, it's like a noticeable hit in like your overall earnings from it. No one really
I
asked
mean,
for it, and we got it.
yeah, but
It's like adding. What if they added like and 10 more random relic books that don't even mean anything?
I don't even know what season 2 will we get because we're definitely not getting the Kara version, but I think you will get a Kara version. But we'll find out. We will find out in 3 weeks.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, still on for challenge. I'm not. I don't even know if I can find enough people to do challenge pro
That sucks,
when they
dude.
launch.
Yeah.
I
The
might
fact.
still can, but it might be sometime in December, but we'll see. But yeah, the big issue is people lost faith. There's no trust and there's no content, and people sad leaving.
Yeah, it's pretty much a TLDR for almost every game out there. Whenever a developing studio makes a weird choice, right?
Chad, what did I say? A month ago, I say CNEOS. Now we are a step towards that direction. A
Yeah,
huge steps.
you did. I remember. We can quote him on that. Well, thanks for the story time. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Howie. Thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem, John.
I'll talk to you later. Everyone say
I'll
bye,
keep
Mr.
you
Howie.
updated.
Yeah, let us know what's going on.
Yep.
It's interesting. All right, guys, say bye, Howie. Bye, Mr. Howie.
07, guys.
Say ya. Yeah, that's pretty interesting to hear all that. Kind of sad, really. And it's just crazy that that got allowed to be put into the game. And the fact that it's focusing on the obelisk to me still blows my mind. Like the obelisk is like, yeah, it sucks, it's shit. But you can like probably work on that to make it better. But the damage is already done with the other system and the gambling system. Imagine your reputation being you bring the pay to win. Yeah, you're famous for monetizing a game that didn't have monetization and making it unapproachable. Maybe, I don't know, yeah. Wow. Yeah.